The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences. These guys can't go about like 3 seconds without saying a swear, so, listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ink and Paint Club podcast. My name is JD, and I am joined by many good people. First off, we have Kyle.
I'm first.
You're always first. You're first in my heart, aside from my wife. Matt is here.
Whoop, whoop. I'm here.
Yeah, and joining us once again, Dustin.
It's me. Third is the one with the hairy chest.
I don't want to try to confirm that.
But, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's true. And we are here today to talk about, a band I think all four of us seem to enjoy, maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just
a little bit.
I've listened to some of their stuff,
Yeah. Just a few,
okay.
just a few songs here and
dabbled.
there. I dabbled in Gorillaz.
I've stuck my toe in the shallow end of the Gorillaz pool.
Stuck it in and just like a little.
I'll be on.
Oh, that feels nice.
I'll be honest. It's like a 60-40 for me.
Jesus. So throughout this year, Gorillaz has been putting out a series of music videos under their Song Machine. I'm not sure what you call it.
Song Machine.
Yeah.
Season 1. They refer to it as Song Machine Season 1.
Yeah.
And then the album proper is Strange Times. So I'm assuming that's kind of the subtitle for the actual season of the music videos as well.
Yeah. So they put out a series of 9 music videos to go along with the album, which there's more songs than they made videos for, but they got a good chunk of the album at least.
Yeah, there's only 2 songs on the standard album that they didn't do videos for. Like, there's a lot more songs like on the deluxe edition. Mm-hmm. There's like I think 6 or 7 more, but as far as like the standard edition,
4.
I'm looking here.
I think
the
it's only 4.
The deluxe edition has 6 extra songs, and the Japanese edition has.
And then I know it has like a
song.
Japanese track too, or like a track because they always do that with CDs now. Is like because of import costs, they always do like a exclusive track on Japanese editions to kind of make it like kind of an exclusive thing. So I know that this album has exclusive tracks through them.
Yeah. But we're mostly just going to be talking about, I guess if you guys have listened to the rest of the CD, I haven't. But we're mostly just going to talk about the 9 videos that they put out to go along with the songs. Now, I'm kind of in a weird position here because, I'll be honest, the last full album that I listened to of Gorillaz was The Fall.
Wow, that was a while ago.
Wow, yeah there's been 2 full albums since then.
Yeah, I just listened to Humans the other day, and it was while I was working, so I was like half paying attention to it. I probably should sit down and re-listen to it more intently, because I gotta say I was maybe about half and half on Humans. There's a lot of songs I really wasn't vibing with. There was 2 or 3 that I'm like, okay, I'm kind of down with this. I have not listened to anything off of Now. So
yeah, it was funny that you brought up The Fall, because that's actually still the one quote unquote main Gorillaz album that I still haven't really given a proper listen to.
I would
just because I kind of put it up there, because it's up technically up there. If you go on Apple Music or something, it's there with the other mainline albums. But we know that it's on the same thing as kind of G sides or D sides or something.
It's basically the accompanying album.
Yeah. Because that was Damon Albarn recorded that whole album while he was touring, while they were touring for Plastic Beach, I believe, on his iPad. Yeah. So it's just kind of that in that regard, which is not to discredit it as an album, but it's just it's definitely one of those when you count the main albums, you're thinking okay, it's self-titled, Demon Days, Plastic Beach, Humans, Now, and then now Song Machine.
It's
Right.
interesting that they did 3 full big albums all in a row. Well, part of me kind of wants to call the Now like the side album, but I'll be perfectly honest. I think I like the Now a bit more than Humans.
Now, see that? Yeah, I remember
Same.
we kind of touched on this when we did the animated music videos episode, the 200th one. But yeah, no, I really loved Humans, and I feel like I enjoy a lot more stuff on there than I do the Now. Which is not to say that I don't enjoy the Now. There's some great stuff on there, but I kind of enjoy that side of Gorillaz that does like the collaboration and stuff. But
Yeah.
between the two albums, there's a really good Gorillaz album.
Yeah, I agree. But I'll say this. I think Song Machine blows both of them to pieces. Song Machine I put up there with, like, Gorillaz' absolute best.
I still have to listen to it some more. Like, I've listened to it through it twice so far, and there's some great stuff on there. Yeah, I don't know. I think just because it's definitely hard with having the nostalgia for the the older albums that I do, and having the reference for some of the more recent stuff that I do. Like, it's definitely going to take some multiple listens to kind of feel like where I have it in my my ranking, I guess. But I mean, no, there's some great stuff on here. I feel like all the best stuff got videos. So
Yeah.
I agree. The two that didn't are not, like, my top favorites on there.
they're great, but like, yeah, that's like, and so actually, we should definitely talk about this too. So there's 9 music videos. It's 9, right? You said 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there's 9 music videos, but there are definitely videos that are more involved than others. Some of the videos here are kind of glorified, like sort of visualizers. Like there's I can't remember if it was Friday the 13th.
Friday the
Yeah.
13th
I mean,
is exactly
we'll get into it. We'll go down the
Yeah.
videos, and we'll get into it. But yeah, there's definitely more ones that there was more. I hate to say effort than others.
It was just more involvement.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I imagine that was just because when you take into consideration all these videos are coming out, all these videos came out in 2020. And so we just got out of 2020 and we know. Yeah.
It's insane that they did so many because I'm so used to Gorillaz doing like maybe 4 videos over the course of like a couple years. But now they just put out 9. And they're not like all as, I wouldn't say any of them are like as big or involved as you put it as like their past videos. But it's hard to argue with the results.
I would say, yeah, especially just because, yeah, with the volume of videos that they did, they would definitely have to kind of divvy up their sort of workflow across 9 of them instead of just putting all their effort behind like 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah,
'cause, like,
budget
you kinda,
too.
Yeah, exactly, budget, and then just given the time that it came out, it was all being produced last year in the middle of like pandemic and like the world being on fire. So when you kind of factor in, like, if you're looking back at the older albums and like how many videos came out for like those, like I think the self-titled had like 4 videos, 5 videos.
It seems to be the pattern that each one gets usually around 4. Yeah.
I think Plastic Beaches like got shorted pretty bad.
Yeah, which is too bad.
And that was like budget stuff for sure. But of course, they've done videos for songs that didn't even end up like on any albums. Like there's it's so like I think Do Ya Thing was like and then Sleeping Powder.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's like, so that's some of those videos that came out like around Humans. That was when they were starting to. Well, actually. So like Don Somatic and Stylo and stuff, they're starting to hit that CG Gorillaz stuff, which that iteration is definitely like interesting looking. But then like you get to like the stuff that they were fucking around with during Humans and now where it's like very clearly they were kind of experimenting with I'm assuming like mocap type stuff where it was easy to just kind of track movements onto the characters and stuff, whereas if you look back on any of the older CG stuff, it's definitely all like animated, like just straight animated. So yeah, it's and those were fun to see, but those ones definitely didn't have the same. I'm referring to the like what is it? It's not strobe light. It's what is the one with the noodle and 2D dancing?
Yeah, that's strobe light.
Is it Strobe Light? Okay, yeah, there's that one, and then like Sleeping Powder, where they're just kind of fucking around because they did that a lot for the interviews around that time too. They actually had 2D and Murdoch like giving quote unquote in person interviews like with those models and stuff. And I imagine it made stuff a lot easier, but to have them like in the videos and then have it alongside like the more iconic ones that we're used to as far as like how they're animated and stuff, they definitely stick out kind of like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I liked the puppets better than the CG. Let me tell you. If you guys ever seen the puppets?
Oh yeah.
I'm just not a fan of Gorillaz and CG. I think like those ones they use for Plastic Beach are technically impressive, but I don't like looking at them. And then the ones for humans are like they just don't look good. I think.
No,
they were fine for
I'm
what
in
they
that
were
camp,
used for
Dustin.
like the interviews and stuff. They were fine. I get why they use them, but like I don't want a video using them.
Yeah.
No, and I agree with you, Dustin, and I really think if Song Machine, if anything, really did a good job of integrating these two characters into like real world like locations and really doing a really good job with compositing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so you get to like this era of videos. So actually, sorry, my point what I was trying to make was they went away from doing the stuff with that CG stuff, and for now, I think now only got like the one video, right? They just did Humility.
They did Trans too.
Oh right,
But-
yeah, Trans, yeah,
But I feel like Trans was kind of a cheaper one. You could tell it was kind of puppety animation.
Puppety, yeah, and that's what like Kyle was talking about. But then so you get to this one where a lot of these videos they definitely seem like I don't know what the relation. I was going to say they're kind of like just videos of talking heads, like kind of because it seems like for a lot of the promotional stuff for Song Machine as well, like at least like like on Facebook and Twitter, and I'm assuming like Instagram and stuff, they would have like these little bits where the voice actor for 2D is like talking about the album and like the new songs coming out and stuff, and it's the same like image that you see in a lot of these videos of like front facing 2D and like the mouth is moving, like the eyes are blinking and stuff. And you do see that shot a lot, like in these videos and stuff. But I mean, that's not to say that they all, are just doubling back to that stuff all the time. But some of these do have more involvement in them than others.
I would say they do a much better job of using this budget here than they did with humans with those mocap puppety models.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay. So apparently Kyle was actually referring to real ass puppets and not puppet animation.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
from like Demon Days Live.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot actually.
I
Holy
remember
shit.
these puppets.
Those are great.
Yeah,
They
unfortunately,
should have just kept using those.
I fucking wish they were like actually touring around Demon Days, because I think they only started touring like around the world like once Plastic Beach came out.
No, they did. They did a whole Demon Days tour.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what those puppets were used for. They had them like up in the balcony, but they did like Demon Days Live was huge. They had like a whole DVD. It was like a big thing.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
you can
but I mean,
find
as
it on
far as like as far as being able to.
Oh, you mean like a tour?
Yeah, it's like being able to actually like see them. Like I remember, so when Demon Days came out, like I wouldn't have been like old enough to where I could go to like a concert by myself or anything. But around the time Plastic Beach did, I could have, but I unfortunately didn't work. I didn't have the money for it. But when fucking Humans came out and they toured for that, I finally got to go see them. And that was rad, but like just that's the thing that's unfortunate about a band that puts out albums like once every like 5 or 6 years is like the touring between them is like not too common. But that's the thing with this new era of Gorillaz. I mean we got Song Machine for last year, and then I think now probably came out the year before that, and then Humans the year before that, right?
Yeah, that's just 3 big albums like all in a row.
Yeah, that's like this is like the most output they've ever like done.
Yeah, this is the only time they've done this.
Which is like a massive sort of like improvement over like, because I mean for a long time there they were on, I don't know if they were like officially broken up, or at least they were just like on an extended hiatus. But I mean, for a long time there nobody knew what the status of Gorillaz was, like if they were even still a thing. And that was like right around after Plastic Beach came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one was Do Ya Thing, and then they went on Hey.
Yeah.
It was a bigger hiatus, but they always go like around 5 years between albums as it is. So
I thought that was a breakup.
I mean,
Like the buzz around it was a breakup.
I think like Jamie said that's just what they do after like every album. That's just how it always goes.
Yeah, I figured Damon's got to go back and do some albums with Blur, and Jamie's got to go and do some comics for a while, like, you know, or do some operas or some shit. Yeah.
I remember I heard that they got in a huge fight after that.
Hard to say.
Interesting.
Everyone
this
was
is the
wondering-
gossip corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorillaz gossip.
No, I remember that's what happened, and everyone was wondering, well, like, are they going to go on without each other? You know, if they're going to make music, they're not going to have the cartoons. Or if they make cartoons, you're not going to have the music. That was, like, kind of a big thing back in the day.
Yeah, I'm glad it all worked out because I can't imagine one without the other. I think, like, Gorillaz just doesn't work if one of them isn't there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I can't imagine, like, if they tried to continue Gorillaz and they didn't have, like, Jamie doing the art for the band, like, if they got, like, a different artist, or if they had the same art but fucking Damon wasn't involved in the... I feel like that would be it'd probably be a lot easier for people to accept if Damon wasn't involved with it than the illustrations not matching up, you know what I mean?
I was going to say the opposite, since you would still have, like, the songs, they would still sound the same. You could probably get someone who could, like, mimic Jamie. It wouldn't be the same, but I feel like it would be enough to fool the casual observer.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Well, the reason why I feel like
Allburn.
I feel like it could work the other way too, just because a lot of Gorillaz stuff sort of just involves collaboration. So, I mean,
That's
you could
true.
definitely, yeah. So I feel like they could just get by on that. I mean, because that's the thing that's hard to say is like, or like even so we're talking about Humans and Now earlier, and how there's a great album between the two of them is because they both represent sort of like these sides of Gorillaz that some people tend to prefer like over another, but then like, you know, there's people that enjoy sort of the balance of stuff they put out. Like I enjoy like, you know, the balance of stuff. But it was interesting to see them kind of divvy like, or to sort of like lean on one end really heavily and then lean on the other end really heavily, like between Humans having like basically every track was collaborations and there was very little of like Damon's voice, and there's 2D, and then you get the Now, which is basically just all, you know, straight Gorillaz with like I think only like 2 guest spots on there.
Yeah, and I think Song Machine really hits that balance well. Like every song on there is a collaboration, but there's enough of Damon there that it doesn't feel like the guests are stealing the show.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
honestly, that was kind of my problem listening to Humans is a lot of this, like, I felt like there's a lot of the songs just like had way too much emphasis on the guest. And
Yeah, exactly.
so it's like it didn't sound like a Gorillaz song to me. Like if you played it to me and said, "Hey, this is a Gorillaz song," you're like, I don't know if I'd believe them.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that works in Song Machine's favor, though, is that even though, it might be just as collaborator heavy as Humans, but still has that Damon touch to it as far as the vocals go. But it's also because of the amount of videos out for it. Because once you factor that in, like you think if they did as many videos for Humans as they have done for Song Machine, like that would have definitely been. I feel like maybe that would have felt like more like a Gorillaz thing.
I agree, since the Song Machine videos have the characters still, you know, up front and center. They're still the focus of the videos, even if every song has collaborators still, but Humans didn't really have that to fall back on.
Yeah, but even though Humans has, like, I think, like, Saturn's Bars is, like, definitely, like, I think one of my favorite videos of theirs.
It's so good.
It's rad. But then, so as far as, like, Song Machine proper, I mean, getting to these 9 videos, like... So we kind of touched upon how, you know, some of them are more involved than others. Some of them are just kind of glorified visualizers. I mean, did you just kind of want to just go down the list of like release?
Yeah, let's just kind of walk through each of them.
Give each video its time to shine.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's not much in the way of plot that we really have to talk about here. It's more
really.
just like
it's more.
There's
I
very
figured,
little.
I figure we could just like kind of talk like how we feel about the music, the actual song itself, and like how the video kind of accompanies it.
Yeah.
So we can start with Momentary Bliss, which is the first video they put out last January as of us recording this. I feel like this is more of the simpler videos, because this is basically just like Albarn and the rest of the crew just doing like a studio recording with the Gorillaz just kind of like composited into the shot with some kind of like animations over the musicians and like objects in the studio. I think it has like Murdoch is trying to poison Albarn, but like doesn't work for some reason. But yeah, so what did you guys think about this video?
Go ahead, Dustin.
All right, I'll go first. I loved it. I love this song. I think this is one of the all-time great Gorillaz songs. Like,
wow.
I put this up there with Clint Eastwood, with Feel Good Inc. It's just so good. If I had a tier list right now, it would be S tier. And it just hits the ground running right from the get-go. But I do agree that the video itself is more on the simple side. But since it's the first one, that doesn't really affect it that much. Honestly, I would say this it sets up some false expectations, I think. Because after this video, I thought this is what they were all going to be like. I thought it was going to be part showing them make the video. This is the only one of Song Machine that like starts out with like a little bit of them just talking in the studio together with, like the characters animated around them. All the other ones are just like straight up music videos. So after this, I thought they were all going to be like, okay, we're going to show you a little bit of how it's done, but we're going to have the characters there as well. So yeah, I thought that's how all the videos were going to go.
And to a certain extent, they kind of do. There's definitely other videos here where it shows their collaborators recording like at Kong, and
there's
like
a few.
Yeah, like I know Desole does that a bit, and then I think Pac-Man does that a bit.
Yeah, they're usually at Kong in most of them, but like this is the only one that showed like. I thought it was going to be like part showing you how they make the song.
Yeah,
but no, all the other ones like even
the
if they're
titular Song Machine.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I just adore the song, and I do like the visuals. I like the animations, and I just like seeing the characters all the time. Yeah, video wise, I wouldn't put it up there with like. I'd still put it pretty high up, but it's not like my favorite. But that song is just so good. I love it.
It's definitely one of the better songs on the album. I wouldn't put it as like my all-time fave, but like as far as the video is concerned, it's definitely like a very that's the thing too, is that with the with the involvement in a lot of these videos, at least like they are always visually interesting, even though some are a bit more detailed and kind of scope and stuff. But yeah, with this one, it was just like showing the recording process and just kind of throwing the band in there in some shots, and then the visual effects on other shots and stuff. It's fun. It's a fun video, and it's definitely a great sort of intro to this season one kind of. I thought it was pretty interesting that because on the standard edition of this album, Momentary Bliss is actually the last song on the album.
I was going to bring that up. It's very interesting. I think it works better as the last one than the first one.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that it goes out on such a high note and like such an energetic. Like some of these songs, Gorillaz always has its kind of more downer songs, but it's awesome that they choose this high energy peppy song to go out on.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you that like the order of things could definitely dictate kind of like how your perception of like, or how much you enjoy something too, just because this Momentary Bliss, like as a opener for like these music videos is great, and then like as an album closer is great. Like I think even as like an album opener would be okay, but I honestly,
it's funny how it works for both.
Yeah, but I do prefer what they open with on the album proper. But we'll talk about that when we get to that video.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, I just wanted to say I really agree with what you said about like like where certain songs are positioned can really dictate how you feel about an album. And I want to like attribute like I think part of the reason that like I say that Demon Days is my favorite my favorite of the albums is I think partially because of how the tracks are listed on that album, and I feel like it flows really well. Like each song flows into the next one, and the tone for them, differentiates, but like it all feels like one big cohesive piece. And I just feel like the way that album flows is, I think, it is partially why I really hold that album up.
Yeah, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Dustin, just because you're more familiar with Plastic Beach than I am, but I know that Demon Days, it does a lot of that sort of, it feels like all the songs kind of, not all of them, but like a good majority of the songs do kind of just flow into each other and they mesh really well. But is a lot of Plastic Beach kind of like singular songs, or is there a lot of sort of like meshing in there as well?
Plastic Beach is the same. Like, a lot of the songs kind of flow into one another. You know, not like this feels like it can be the same song, but like just the way the album's done, like one song will still kind of be ending when the next song begins.
Yeah. Which is like a lot of how Demon Days is too.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to remember, because I didn't recall. I can recall like one instance off the top of my head that's like that in Humans, and then I can't remember at all if like the Now-Nows at all like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I was talking about is I'm not. I do know what you mean, like how the songs like.
JD, were you saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that. What I was saying is that not so much that the songs literally flow into each other, like, you know how you'll start a song and it'll be like the tail end of the song before it. I meant more of just like how things, like the tone of the song, like. It has up like these high energy songs that will be like compared to like it'll ramp down a little bit with like kind of a more somber song next, and just like kind of have these ups and downs. And I just think Demon Days kind of flow. That's what I meant like by flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Kyle, what did you think of this first video?
I thought it set the stage pretty well.
Yeah,
well, that's very well put.
I was gonna say, do you want to elaborate on that? Or?
Nah, I'm good.
That sums it up. It hits the ground running. It's a very good start.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I guess then we can move on to, is it Desole? Is that how we pronounce it?
Yeah. Desole.
Okay. So yeah, this came out in February. This one, we get to see the new Kong studio. And I guess there's a door in the back that teleports to this lake. And most of the video is just like 2D and Noodle and Russell just kind of out boating on this lake. Well, this song plays.
Yep. And Murdoch's all moody because he didn't get to go along.
He got left behind.
Oh.
Okay, so that's something we should definitely bring up with this too, is that along with the videos proper, like as part of Song Machine, there are these little bits in between the videos called machine bites, which are just a little like, less than a minute like audio snippets of like the members of Gorillaz kind of talking with like their collaborators about like kind of what they think the song means to them, or just kind of like goofing around, that sort of thing. So that's so there's a funny bit in there, like I think the machine bite that happens after Desole is 2D talking with Murdoch, like, I didn't even know you wanted to come along, and just like, I didn't even, I wasn't even sad about it, or something like that along those lines. So that's pretty funny.
I love those. Well, yeah. Why I like those is because I love these Gorillaz videos, but like you rarely get to hear them like
banter,
talk to each other. Yeah, like banter, and it's great when you get that.
Yeah, it seems to mostly be like in interviews, like, and not necessarily like voice interviews or any of that, but it's mostly in written text where you kind of see like Murdoch taking the piss out of 2D and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's kind of fun to see that, actually kind of in audio form and stuff. Because I mean, they were doing the audio interviews for that sort of thing, like when Humans and Now and stuff are happening. But yeah, no, this as far as Desole is concerned, the video is, it's just a fun little video, just 2D on a boat ride, and then Noodle and Russell playing the instruments and stuff. But the song itself is, I think it might be like my second favorite song on the album.
I adore it. I love this song so much. Like I said, the first one, Hit the Ground Running. This, I go back and forth on whether or not I prefer Momentary, Bliss or Desole. But video-wise, at least, Desole is so good. I love it.
It's just really chill. Like, it's just because like a lot of some of the other videos, it seems like very, like I said, there's a lot of like visual effects and stuff that like show up like on a lot of these videos, but this one seems to be very sort of dialed back, but it's like actually pretty nice just to kind of just drink in like the imagery of like this boat ride, like with all like this beautiful like cliffside houses and like these and these just the architecture and stuff is like all really amazing. And
It's
to have that,
so good.
Yeah, and to have that kind of like thrown on the with this track on top of it, and just it makes for like a very good mix of imagery and stuff.
And then there's a giant monster in the background.
There is. It kind of reminded me of the Striders from Half-Life. If anyone's familiar with those, but no, this one's it's a great song, great video. It's a lot more mellow, but sometimes that's nice.
Yeah, again, I would put this up there with their best. I think it's just mwah.
What about you, JD?
I thought it was all right. The song didn't really hit me that well. And
I'm gonna hit you.
Oh, but he's gonna do it very well.
I'm just kidding, JD. I know people can have different opinions. Please carry on.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it was a fine song. There's definitely ones on here that I enjoyed a lot more. The video was, it's fine. It's more, it was more on the live action part than it was the animation. I thought it's kind of like in a middling range for me, I guess.
That's fair.
Kyle, what about you?
I feel ya.
I liked it. It's in French.
Oh yeah, that's
is.
right. That was a funny bit in the video. Is 2D is like going through like the verses and stuff, and like you just see him pull up a book that's random French phrases or something like that.
Do you know what he was looking for in that book?
What?
I forget where this came up. I think it might have just been in the YouTube comments or on Twitter or something. But 2D responds saying he was looking for how to say, "Where's the bathroom?"
Oh, yeah. Okay, I do recall that.
or like, I have to go to the bathroom or something. Something along those lines.
It's all around you, 2D. You're in the lake. You're surrounded by water. You go to the bathroom wherever.
Yeah, but that could be the second one.
Oh.
You don't just want to do a number 2 in the water.
The fish do it all the time.
The fish swim around in it.
It might put a damper on this particular video, though, I think.
Yeah, just to have 2D a whole ass out over the side of the boat just taking this shit.
You know what? I think that might have elevated the video for me. Just watching 2D just taking a shit in the middle of a lake.
It would definitely be a bold statement.
To be fair, the song is called Sorry in French.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, I did not know
sorry
that's
for
what that
shitting in
meant.
your lake.
That would be a good reason to say sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I shit in the lake.
What are you going to do?
And this video specifically takes place in Lake Como, which is in Italy.
I was wondering where I was going to ask where it was because the scenery in this video is gorgeous.
I was just going to say Lake Zurich because I know that's a song on Now.
Yeah, like my mom and dad are big Gorillaz fans, and so I was showing them, the Song Machine videos as they went, and they really liked how it looked. They were wondering where it was too. So now we have an answer.
It's apparently in northern Italy.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I was kind of surprised it wasn't in France, given given how much French is in it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a French artist, okay?
I know that.
French people can go to Italy.
Can
Who
they?
says they can't?
You ever been to Italy?
Well, they can't
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Damn
Someday.
virus and all that.
We'll get you to Italy someday, Kyle. You can have yourself a big old pizza pasta pie.
You can meet Mario himself.
Yeah,
I feel like that might be racist, but maybe not.
that's fine. It's Mario. Everyone loves Mario.
That's true.
Baba da
Mario's
boopy.
Japanese.
No, well, I don't know what's happening there. He's Japanese and he's Italian. He's from Brooklyn and
He's Italian with Japanese parents.
He's a worldly man.
He is.
Yeah,
He's a man of the people.
he's beloved by all.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to Aries, which is put out in April. So there was actually kind of a sizable gap between the second and third episode. I'm just going to say this is not my favorite video, but this, I think, out of all of these, might be my favorite song.
Interesting.
I don't know,
Aries is pretty good. I know. Yeah, Peter Hook is one of the collaborators on this, and he's awesome. But yeah, no, the song's great. The video is definitely one of those ones that's a bit on the simpler side. It's not the simplest one, but it's definitely one of the simpler ones. But it's still nice. Just to even have like that imagery of like, you know, all the band members, like, and it's very fitting, kind of, you know, Tootie and Murdoch sharing the motorcycle, and then Noodle on the dune buggy, and Russell driving around the golf cart.
Yeah.
And it's all like on an inverted landscape.
Yeah, so like I said, it's not like the most involved video. It's mostly just a side view of the band driving.
Everyone listening, take a shot whenever any of us say involved.
Yeah.
They'll be dead by the end.
Yeah. If you want to die, do that thing I just said.
But I think
I haven't said it yet. Okay.
You feel free to say it whenever you want.
yeah, get your bingo cards ready.
Yeah, what are we saying, Kyle? Which one?
I ain't saying shit, bro.
And you're not saying what?
I'm not following this Looney Tunes logic.
Better luck next time.
Shit.
But yeah, I like this song because it kind of has like this modern alternative kind of indie sound that I've kind of been getting into recently. There's like an alternative channel here in town that I like been listening to pretty much nonstop for like last 2 years. So it's definitely got that kind of feel to it, and I don't know, that kind of sound I've just become really accustomed to. So like this song really plays to me, but the video itself, you know, is fine. It's just the side view of the characters driving around Morocco.
I think Murdoch tries to poison Tootie while he's driving the motorcycle.
Murdoch's doing a lot of attempted poisoning in
he's
in this
really
series.
into poison lately.
Yeah. He's just really big into poison right now.
This was
trying some new stuff out.
This is the first video that came out once the pandemic started hitting its stride, though, because at the very end you have that image of Tootie wearing the mask, telling everyone to wash your hands and stay indoors. So this is kind of interesting to see because you can kind of mark like what's happening in the world, like by kind of the end step, because there's this, and then in the next video, which we'll talk about proper, but at the end of that video they have like this really poignant quote that they put at the end. I didn't write it down, I can't remember, but it's related to, because
but I'm sure it's great.
No, I'm just saying because it was around when all the Black Lives Matter protests were happening, so it's something related. It's something related to that. So it's, you know, so you're just tracking like all the shit that happened in like 2020, and it's like these music videos are releasing like as the year goes on, and you kind of see like what order they came in. Yeah.
Well, I'll go next. I thought this song needed to grow on me a little bit because, like, you know, I love the first two so much, and then this one comes out, and I'm like, it just doesn't hit me the same way. But no, it grew on me. I like it a lot. It's very catchy, the melody of it. This is a great listen to in your car song.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, just like shown in the video. Like, it's a good just driving to a song.
Exactly, yeah. And yet it still doesn't reach that super high bar that the first two did, but I still like it a lot. And, you know, I agree with you, JD, that, yeah, the video is not the best, but, you know, it's still good to watch.
Yeah,
It's still
fun.
What about you, Kyle?
They sure drove everywhere.
They did.
They did.
Remember that bike they were on?
They were, and then they showed.
Oh, do I?
They showed it. They showed it from a whole second angle too.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's
That was
almost
nice.
like that was the whole video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a Fonda.
Okay, so like I said though, there's a lot more happening in this video than there is in the video that came after that, which is Friday the 13th,
Yeah, let's
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about this one.
which is definitely, I would say, is the weakest of the videos. Not to say that it's not a cool looking video, but it is just a glorified, just sort of like visualizer.
Yeah.
I would say this is the weakest visually and musically. Personally.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, as far as the songs on the album, I feel like even this one's like the track itself is not, my most favorite on the album. Like,
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, I don't hate it by any means, but it's just like it's not as strong as the other ones. So, as like an overall product of the video and the song itself, it's just sort of like it's okay.
I'd put it down there as
like
probably
it, I
my
don't
least
hate it.
favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Kyle. You go ahead. I did not mean to interrupt you,
So-
my good friend.
Said I don't like it, I don't hate it.
It's just purgatory.
I mean, it's also
Yeah.
a free Gorillaz song and video you're getting, so it's not like I'm gonna complain about it. But if it comes up on my phone, I'm probably gonna skip it.
Right. Yeah, because so basically what the video is it is just headshots of the 4 band members and the collaborator on this, and they're just sort of singing and doing their thing. 2D bleeds from the nose a little bit, and he licks it up, and that's about as involved as the animation. There you go again. It gets.
Oof.
And then so it's interspliced like on top of footage of like because like the last video is like it's showing driving like from left to right, and then like in this one it's on a highway, but you're going down the highway. It's like you're going down the highway. It's like from first person view. Mm-hmm. But it's done like that's the one cool thing about this video is that the way that they kind of use the colors and everything else on it like at least looks pretty neat.
I was gonna say it kind of gave me "Tomorrow Comes Today" vibes a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that.
A bit.
I prefer "Tomorrow Comes Today," like both the song and the visuals, but it did
Yeah.
kind of remind me of that with the simplicity of it.
Yeah, totally. They could have stood to just take the one model of them and just sort of slide it around the screen like a fucking like a what like a DVD is like on a screensaver, and like the logo bops around from like corner to corner.
Just shift them around a little bit.
Yeah, like Tomorrow Comes Today. That's what they do on that one.
Yeah.
I love that song though. That's definitely one of my favorite Gorillaz songs. Mm-hmm. That one's great. But yeah,
Kyle, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, this wasn't really my favorite one.
And
Yeah.
that's totally fair. You're in good
No,
It
company.
just doesn't leave very strong an impression either way. The song's kind of downplayed a little bit. The video is very simple, so nothing about it really stands out that much.
Yeah, especially given it's like right in the middle of like all these other videos too.
Yeah.
Although in some respect, it's kind of like a nice breather because like you've had like you're because after this like the videos start getting like way like I would say like every video after this is they're all great after this one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like they finish real strong in these. So
I can't wait till we get to the end.
yeah.
okay, so I guess we can move on to Pac-Man that was released in July. I'm gonna say this is one of my more favorite songs, but this might be my favorite video.
The video is
It's great.
I love the video for this. It's just 2D playing Pac-Man.
I waited like 7 months to get the art print.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, nice.
Oh right, that wasn't a lithograph, right? That was just a regular print.
I think it was just an art print.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I for some reason remember that.
That's a cool one. That's a nice print to have.
Did they do prints for all the songs?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
and they all sold out like
Wow.
instantly.
So this is the
sure,
only one
yeah.
you could get your hands on.
Yeah.
I'd say this is a good one to have.
Yeah.
It'll look good with those super plastic figures.
Oh,
Yeah, really.
I'm glad I got in on those. They're supposed to come in February.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, this video's it's 2D playing on an arcade cabinet for Pac-Man. But like the graphics are all done up where like the actual Pac-Man figure is like a weird like isometric like blue Pac-Man, and then like all the ghosts kind of look like the other members of the band. And then I think like every time the Pac-Man like eats a ghost, like it's affecting the other members of the band slightly, right? Because I know that every time, like, because Murdoch's sitting in the Orgon accumulator, and every time his ghost gets eaten, he like flies, he like throws the door open. It's like like it gets really surprised. And then you got Russell's hitting the punching bag to the beat, which kind of reminded me of Rhythm Heaven
Rhythm
for
Heaven?
the Wii.
Yeah.
There's a mini game in there that's exactly like that. I'm almost certain that somebody must have made that edit like as soon as it came out too.
If they haven't, they need to.
Was this video was it done because of Pac-Man's anniversary, or
I think
is that a happy mistake?
so,
or
because I'm
what?
pretty sure
I
that
would
Pac-Man Twitter.
assume it was a mistake, but I obviously can't say. Not
Yeah.
mistake, but coincidence.
Yeah. Probably just coincidence. Like, yeah, that'd be kind of a weird thing.
No, it was released for the 40th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just
that's
reading
neat.
Bada boom! I knew it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just reading the Wikipedia article on it. It did say
All
it was
right.
I had a feeling. because they've been doing a lot of shit lately for.
And I swear I remember
anniversary.
the actual, like, either it was the Pac-Man Twitter or the Bandai Namco Twitter actually, like, released the video for this.
Oh, did they?
I think so.
Interesting.
Cool. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this video and song are just so cool. I think of all the songs on this album, it's not like my number one favorite, but it's definitely like one of my favorites, and it's the one that gets stuck in my head every now and then.
This one,
Yeah, it's real catchy.
as far as like the general style of the song, this one is definitely like a Gorillaz song.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I forgot to mention the other bit in there that was very fun was Noodles hanging out with their collaborator on this song, and she's like changing like drawing styles like every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
one
gets,
time
like-
she goes real anime, one time she goes Peanuts, and like it's kind of hard to make out because it's so simplified. But I think she's wearing like a Space Jam jersey.
Yeah, she's wearing a Toon
Yeah, I think
Squad
so.
jersey. Yeah,
Yeah,
It definitely
Yeah.
gives off that vibe.
it's pretty funny.
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that was fun. Yeah, no, it's everything after Friday the 13th is great and strong, but I mean this is sort of like ramping up. Like this one's great, but then everything else after this one even it's like way more. Well, I mean to maybe Valley of the Pagans not as much, but I mean we'll talk about that because there's actually
Yeah, we'll
get
like,
to that one.
That's actually got a weird story behind that one too. That's still not entirely resolved. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, so yeah, Pac-Man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say this is up there. Like, I feel like this is one of the songs I listen to the most of it. It's just kind of easy to jump into.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can move on to the namesake track here, "Strange Times" with a Z. As much as I love Pac-Man, I think this video has one of the more interesting visuals that go along with it because it's like the bandmates like take this space RV up to the moon. So it's just very interesting visually. Not sure how I feel about the song yet. I haven't listened to it enough times.
This is my favorite song on the album.
Interesting.
And there's one very simple reason for that, and that's because I love The Cure, and their collaborator on this song is Robert Smith, who's the lead vocalist for The Cure. So, seeing him like actually in the video, like his image sort of projected like on the moon, and then like on the satellite, and then on that like 2001 like monolith, and everything was like really fun. But yeah, I mean, that just goes to show, like, you know, if you have a strong attachment to a particular collaborator, I guess that kind of influences how, you know, you'll enjoy a song. So this one definitely did it for me. And I feel like even the song itself, like, I don't know, I really enjoy the style of it. It's very cool. But
Yeah, for sure.
but also just the actual video itself is very interesting in the way that's animated, because it's the four band members are on the moon, but their space suits that they're in, the astronaut suits, are like done in CG, but like their actual heads are drawn like inside of the helmets, and it's like a very interesting
they look so
visual.
good together.
Yeah, it's like a really cool, like, I'm not even sure if it's specifically like, I'm trying to think, because I watched it last night, but I can't remember now. But I feel like there might even be like a bit of a stop motion quality to like how the astronaut suits were done. Like I think they probably like removed some of the frames to kind of make it look like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's a very it's cool looking visual for that, and even just like the tableau of kind of like the RV, like with the rockets attached to it, like blasting off across space and stuff is pretty neat. But then also just how much I enjoyed the song too, so it kind of paired up for me. It's like, I'm not sure if this is my absolute favorite video of these videos. I feel like it's definitely up there. They're probably like two, my second or third favorite. But yeah, as far as the song is concerned, it's my favorite song on the whole album.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah,
Interesting. Kyle, or so go ahead and get this in.
Oh no, let Kyle go first. I feel like I've been going before Kyle. I'll go last. I'll go last this time.
But that's my shtick, is I don't talk that much on a podcast that involves talking.
He's really good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's true. You do a pretty good job. But guess what? Not this time.
Uh-oh.
Get to it, Buster.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had this on a CD, I would probably just skip it. I'm not a big Cure fan, to be honest. I'm not goth enough to like the Cure.
That's fair. Rarely few are, but I am.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know. Visuals weren't too... Didn't get my blood pumping, so... I wasn't too big of a fan on this one. I'm sorry, guys.
That's fair.
I love you.
It's
Ah,
okay,
yeah.
Kyle. We won't feed you to sharks on this one.
No, you have to wait until you get to the last
right.
chord for that one.
Oh, shit.
Spoilers. Okay, I'll go. I'll be honest, I don't care for the song. Well, I don't know. Because here's the thing. When it came out, I was like, oh, I don't think I like that. I wasn't sure how I felt, but I feel like recently it's been kind of sort of starting to grow on me. I feel like the last time I listened to it, I was like, I could kind of see, if I listen to this a few more times, I could see myself getting more into it. Right now, it doesn't do much for me, but I feel like in the future that could change. I respect everything Robert Smith did, taking out Barbra Streisand, but...
It's still absolutely one of my favorite guest spots on South Park. It's fucking Robert Smith show.
That is a pull, man.
Yeah, wasn't the idea that they just loved Robert Smith and he was like their favorite celebrity guest they could get at the time?
Yeah, but as far as I know.
Yeah, and he took out their least favorite.
Yeah.
But the video itself, I think, is cool. The art style's neat. But yeah, it like I said, the song, I didn't even dislike it at the time. I just wasn't sure how I felt. I was like, do I like this or do I not like this? And even now I'm not sure, but I feel like I'm starting to appreciate it more. So we'll see where it goes.
I feel like this is a distinction we should make too, because I'm not sure if we mentioned this, but the album didn't come out before the videos came out. I think the album came out just before the last video came out, if I remember correctly.
It came out before the Pink Phantom. No, the Pink Phantom video I think came out right before the album.
Oh, okay. So then that
the
would just
album
be...
came out in around Halloween.
There were only 2 videos to come out afterwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and honestly, that was something I didn't mention either, is that I actually I didn't watch any of these videos until they were all out. I don't know why I made that decision. I think I put off watching the first ones for so long. By the time the second one came out, I was just like, well, shit. Kind of now.
You have more willpower than me. As soon as I saw them in my subscriptions, I was like, must watch right now.
Yeah.
No spoilers, you guys.
But yeah,
We'll see.
it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, because the album hadn't come out yet, because it's one of those things where, you know, you kind of want to experience something like in its whole intended form, I guess. Like I wanted to listen to the album like front to back first before I ever like watched the videos, I guess.
No,
And
yeah,
then-
I get that.
Yeah,
That's
and
what's
so,
weird about Song Machine is there's two different ways to listen to it. Because like
Yeah.
you said, the album didn't come out until October. But yeah, they were releasing these all throughout the year and in a way different order than that's on the album. So
Yeah,
it's very interesting that you have two different ways to kind of enjoy this.
Yeah, so like previously mentioned, like the first video that came out, Momentary Bliss, that's the last song on this album, and then this song, Strange Times, which was like the fourth from the last music video, is actually the opener for the album and is the namesake of the season. It's called Strange Times. So yeah, it's definitely again, just harkening back to what I said earlier, like the intended order of certain things, you know, can change your perception about your enjoyment about them too. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I also agree.
Yes, I concur.
indubitably.
So I guess we'll move on to the Pink Phantom, which I think is the video I was like most familiar with.
You got something to say, Kyle?
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
You hate Elton John, do you?
Which
I don't know, it's just weird. I appreciate that they put like Elton John and a rapper together. You don't see that every day, but
They did that back in like the
With the sound,
2000s
man.
with Eminem.
look, I ain't into shady, all right. So I don't know this kind of stuff.
You're spitting shade at Shady.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's gonna release
Like-
a diss track on you now.
for whatever
He's-
reason, I just
gonna
think that
eat some spaghetti.
Vomit on the sweater already, mom spaghetti.
oh jeez. I just like I don't even want to say it's a problem, but I just think it's weird that of all collaborators, Elton John just seems like an odd pick.
It doesn't seem odd to me at all, but I
Like,
do
I
think
mean, it fits. It's just like it's not a collaborator I would have ever thought of. I'm like,
Yeah, it's. I was thinking about that earlier today. Elton John seems like very high profile to
yeah,
have.
that's
on
the
a
thing. He
Gorillaz
seems
album.
way too like he's too big to be in this.
Like it kind of feels like
Oh, Rocket
Gorillaz should
Man.
be guesting on an Elton John song.
Right.
but that would just seem really weird. Like
That
on
would
an
be
Elton John record, yeah.
that would be even weirder.
Yeah.
Like the only other big, like really big person they collaborate with this is Beck, but even Beck seems like pretty small time compared to Elton John.
Yeah.
yeah,
Beck was on Futurama, man.
he was.
You
Yeah,
don't
but I'm
get
sure
really-
Elton
that's
John
what-
was too. I think.
Futurama was what made me know who Beck was,
Yeah.
and I like Beck's music from what I hear.
When did Rocket Man came out? Because I was thinking maybe that was a reason.
Rocket Man.
That
the
was
song.
That was a couple
2019, I think. I
years
saw
ago,
it in the
wasn't it?
theater.
Oh, the fucking the biopic. Yeah, that came out
Yeah.
like a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking maybe that was a reason. It was released around that time, maybe, or something. I don't fucking know.
I'm pretty sure it came out in 2019
that's-
because I know
Yeah.
it came out in the theater when those still existed.
Yeah, because Mel and I went and saw it in the theater.
Yeah, so
What the hell's a theater?
yeah, I don't know,
Right?
man.
What the hell's a movie?
Dustin, we still have those. We just have to
Oh,
sit at
right.
home and watch them.
Sorry, spoilers for the future.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that Elton John might have the distinction of being like one of the first collaborators for Gorillaz on the whole to have their own cartoon rendition of themselves.
Wrong.
No, in Melancholy
On Melancholy
Hill.
Hill.
Yeah.
You have
That
to
was full
remind
of
me.
them.
But Dunkomatic has a shitload of... Or no, I'm thinking of that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
never mind.
on Melancholy
It's
Hill,
that
I think,
one.
is the only one to have like animated versions of the.
They're very limited
other than
animation,
Dell
but
Yeah.
in the first album.
Yeah, but Dell I kind of discount just because like, he's meant to be like an actual character within the lore.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's like I said, Plastic Beach. I'm not as familiar with as you because I know that's like your favorite album. So that's why I wanted to say correct me
That's
if I'm
my
wrong.
favorite
It-
video,
yeah.
and my favorite Gorillaz song as a whole too is on
I
Melancholy
do
Hill.
like Melancholy
It's
Hill
great.
a lot.
Isn't Dunkomatic kind of like a sequel to Melancholy Hill in a way?
Kinda,
Like he got
sorta?
lost on the way.
Yeah, that's right. I like that a lot. That's very funny.
He got lost on the way, so he's like kind of going to Plastic Beach, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
He's in the same sub as all the others, but he missed the boat. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual video is. This is another kind of one of those simple ones, but at least like the whole video's for the most part animated. Their other collaborative they have in there aside from Elton John is presented with live action, but yeah,
even in this video, the other collaborator, and I'm blanking on his name.
Six Lack, or if that's how you pronounce it.
He's live action in this video, so
yeah.
But it's mostly just a video revolving around Elton John and 2D both playing separate pianos and kind of floating through the ether, and Murdoch's trying to catch the Pink Phantom with a butterfly net.
I love the way the Pink Phantom looks. That's such a fun design.
He's got a little hat.
And I think they loved it too because that Pink Phantom shows up in the other. It shows up in the it shows up in the rest of the videos after this too.
Yeah, exactly. I think the song is very good. I think it starts out kind of slow. I'm not a big hip hop guy, and but I like it sometimes, like especially with Gorillaz. But here it didn't do much for me. But thankfully, it's not the majority of the video. Once Elton John kicks in, then I'm like, yes, now I love this. And I don't even consider myself like a huge Elton John fan. I barely know anything from Elton John, but like,
same here.
I think the song's very good. The video is fun, and partially because Elton John himself just looks great in Jamie's style.
Yeah.
I think his eyes look weird personally, but... Hello?
I consider this... Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Put it in editor's note here to cut this out.
Happens to me all the time.
But yeah, I enjoy this one a lot. I didn't think I would, but I ended up really liking it. And I love the very ending when Murdoch pops out in his mariachi
It's
look.
me.
It's me. It has no connection to it at all, but it's so good.
It's just silly.
It kind of reminded me of
when
do you remember the video for Hallelujah Money?
Oh, it's been a while.
There's the very end of that's I can't remember who the vocalist is on that song, but it ends with him yelling "Hallelujah Money," and then it's that screenshot, or it's that video of SpongeBob yelling and then crying and running away.
Oh,
It kind of gave me that same vibe, like just in how sudden it was. Like
when Steve came out for Smash Brothers, the reveal was Murdoch for Smash. He's like, "It's me." He pops out of the wall.
Oh man, I wish. I would love that.
It's pretty great.
When are we gonna get a Gorillaz tournament fighter, huh?
It's got to happen one of these days.
Someday.
I feel like they got enough characters they can make an arena fighter. Why not?
Yeah, like not just the band, but you have side characters like
Dell.
You got Dell, you got the Pink Phantom,
You got
Elton John.
You got the Boogeyman from Plastic Beach.
You got the original guitarist. You got Paula Cracker.
Oh, Paula Cracker, that's right.
Yeah.
You got wait, did one of you guys say Ace already?
Oh, yeah, you put Ace in there.
Yeah, you remember fucking when the Powerpuff Girls character was just like in the band?
Yeah, it's
Just
crazy
because.
that's just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
We don't really talk about it all that much.
Oh, hey Murdoch, we thought you were dead.
Oh man. Okay, so I guess we can move on to the Valley of the Pagans, which
Can we?
I guess we can. I mean, if you want.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say this is the song I'm most familiar with, if only because it's been playing on the radio.
Has it?
I haven't heard a Gorillaz song on the radio since Demon Days.
The alternative station that I listen to has been playing it.
Who listens to the radio?
I do very rarely.
What is this, 1965?
Get with the times. It's called a phone.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do listen to Spotify sometimes, but
I'm a pretty avid listener to the radio myself, and I'm surprised that your alternative radio station is a lot cooler than the one that I listened to, because I have never heard Valley of the Pagans on there. They do play they play like, you know, what you would expect. They play Clint Eastwood and Feel Good Inc., but that's like the only ones that they play.
Well, yeah, the station I listen to is like, it's an independently owned station here in town, so they can kind of get away with playing some weirder stuff. So yeah, they've been playing Valley of the Pagans every so often, so I'm more familiar with this song. I was not, however, familiar with the video for this, because I just watched it today. And I like how all the driving scene is just in-engine Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh,
which was
that won't cause any problems.
Yeah, it was its downfall. The video got removed. It got removed 5 days after it premiered. It is still not back up officially on the channel.
That is hilarious.
I don't understand how they were like, yeah, this is gonna work, you guys.
Apparently, they said they got permission.
Huh. YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not involved in any of this, but like, I heard they said they got permission, and that seems like something. They seem like smart enough people that they would know that you have to get permission
the proper
for something
channels
like that.
Yeah. It's wild because I think even like Gorillaz, they might have had like a song in that game. I can't rightly remember, but yeah, no, it's just super weird. Like, but even down to like just a concept, like it's very interesting because you would not have fucking expected just like a whole ass video just done in fucking Grand Theft Auto 5, just like driving around, and then they animate the band inside of there and they FaceTime back, and that's a ingenious way of utilizing kind of like, you know, I'm not sure if they had the idea for that video before the pandemic really took hold, but to have like, you know, just the face cammed footage of him like showing up in the corner like on the phone and stuff is like a very fun touch.
Yeah. No, I fucking love this video. It's so stupid.
As far as the song goes, though, yeah, the song's like really strong too. It's definitely one of the best on the album.
Yeah, it's a banger, man. I like it.
And I mean, that just because, you know, Beck is, you know, great too. And Beck's another one of those artists that's continuously like, if you listen through his discography, like he's constantly evolving. Like none of his stuff like sounds like.
Oh, dude, you should listen to. I assume it's his most recent one, but I really liked it.
Yeah, no, I still need to listen to a bit because like I haven't really listened to like a full album of his since I think El Guero or something, like whatever one, the na 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 na. I can't remember. Yeah, but yeah, no, Beck's great just from all the stuff that I have, because I've, you know, he still has like singles on the radio and stuff, but no, he's great. And to have him collaborate with the Gorillaz, like I'm kind of surprised it didn't happen sooner, because they're kind of both cut from that same cloth. Like I think you know, Gorillaz of course finding, you know, success, you know, early on like you know, for their music videos and stuff, but also Beck was the same way too, because he was like on very early. Well, not very early, but like, you know, mid '90s, like, you know, MTV and stuff. So it appeals to that same sort of like, you know, generation. So it's surprising they haven't collaborated until now.
Yeah, no.
Odelay is a word. You can look it up in the Bectionary.
The Bectionary. That episode's great. No, I just really like this video just because of how stupid it is. Kyle, what do you think?
This is the Plastic Beach one where they have.
No, that's
they end up there or something.
They end up at the very end of the episode.
They drive through like a portal. Yeah.
Their car crashes into the ocean through a portal.
How crazy was that? I was like, "Whoa, Plastic Beach! Oh, I love Plastic Beach." I clapped when I saw it.
It was very surprising.
I clapped when I saw it too.
I did not clap. I'm a bad fan.
I'll be honest, this video didn't do much for me. Like, even now I'm like, okay, well, they're in GTA, which I don't think looks very good. But I love the song. The song is so good. I think it's one of the best on the album, yeah. But I wonder if they're gonna like redo the video somehow or what.
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation is. I'd be fine with it if they just like actually did something new for the visuals rather than being in GTA.
I kind of have a feeling if they were gonna redo the video, they might just go the route that they did with like Aries or something. They might just keep it simple, just to reuse the shots that they have of the band.
Yeah, inside the car.
That's what I mean. Like, keep the animated bits. Like, those are still perfectly good, but like rework everything that's not those.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. Yeah, or they could just never. That video could just be not lost to time. It won't be lost media or anything. There's of course
it's already been re-uploaded like multiple times.
Yeah,
so.
but as far as like in the official Gorillaz like pantheon, like where it'll
the video you can't get your hands on
through official
means.
Yeah, exactly. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bootleg some DVDs of it, charge people.
They should just cut out the GTA parts and replace it with the 2000 music video and have them driving around in that.
That'd be cool.
The same highway and everything, just replace the car.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still be down.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
I love that video.
Oh, that's great. It's classic.
So I guess then that brings us to the final
finale.
episode, the finale, the Lost Chord, which I think is, I guess what you could say is the most lore heavy, I guess. Because this brings us back to the Plastic Beach, and we see Plastic Beach get destroyed by a giant sea man.
I would be 99.9% sure that the only reason they did this video was to give some sort of closure to Plastic Beach, since it kind of got screwed out of music videos.
Yeah, part of me was thinking...
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were talking about this before recording, me and Kyle. Because, you would think... okay, just, spoilers, I guess. By the end of this video, Plastic Beach is destroyed and they warp out of there. But when you kind of think, like, oh, they're going back to Plastic Beach, if they would have stayed there by the end of this, or if this would have even been the finale, if Valley of the Pagans would have been, like, the finale and they just ended up in Plastic Beach, if that meant, like, Song Machine 2 would have been set like in Plastic Beach again, and so that would give them the opportunity to kind of do stuff that they weren't able to do back when Plastic Beach came out. Because I mean, like, there's a whole ass music video that's just animatics that never got officially animated. There was a fan animation of it that's actually really great for I think Rhinestone Eyes.
Yeah, Rhinestone Eyes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great, but But by the end of this, it's all destroyed. So I guess, I think it's definitely just them trying to. It gives some finality, just like some closure to that whole bit of the lore, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool that they
I mean,
brought it back.
I'm a simple man with simple interests. This video is my favorite of all the videos because it goes back to Plastic Beach.
The song itself is pretty good too.
The song's great. Like, this was the one song on the album. So the album came out before this video. And it's like, this is one of the songs that wasn't out yet, and I was listening to this, and I was like, oh, I love this song. I hope they do a video for this one, and then they ended up doing it.
Yeah, and it's a nice sort of like, this is the one where it kind of, it's a nice like mixed media thing where
It's so cool.
You've got your actually wrote down the name of this guest. Lee John is the guest vocalist on this one, and he's just dressed up like in this giant like sea monster kaiju outfit and is like firing lasers.
It's so cool. It's so awesome.
And destroying this like miniature like of like the set of like the beach and stuff, and debris flying everywhere and stuff, and it's neat looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It got blowed up.
It
did get blowed up.
I wonder if they destroyed, like, because, they had the model of Plastic Beach.
Oh, if that was the actual model?
I kind of hope not. I kind of hope they made a second one or something. It would be a shame if they destroyed that one model of Plastic Beach.
I feel like they had to have multiple models made just for safety.
Yeah, because that video is, like, the way the shots are done and everything, it just has to be so well coordinated that if that went wrong, then they would just have to make a whole other set.
Yeah. I'm sure there's more than one.
Yeah. This video has so much little Easter eggs and fan service references all scattered throughout it, too, which is another thing I love. Like, it starts out with, you see the octopus that was in On Melancholy Hill on top of Russell, the one-eyed octopus.
But speaking of Russell, he starts out like all giant like he was in Plastic Beach.
Yeah, and then he shrinks down, and then 2D vomits up the whale that was swimming around that he was scared to death of.
Right.
Massive Dick, I think its name was.
Massive Dick.
So that's great. And then you have the cyborg noodle down in one of the submarines on the shore.
She ends up
is great.
sinking to
It
the
made
bottom of the ocean.
Murdoch cried.
Murdoch sheds a tear for his creation. And then, like, you see Big Rick Black's record shack there among the destroyed wreckage. That is a thing that wasn't in any videos or brought up in, like, any songs or anything. Like, it was part of their internet game.
Yeah,
had,
I thought I recalled
on
that.
their website. Yeah, it was just, I forget what it was, if Murdoch just, like, had it stolen somehow and brought to Plastic Beach. But yeah, it was like an extended lore thing that they just had right here, so that was really cool.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah, and
remember
then
like
you
the
have
amount
to
of how much time do you recall like just spending on the Gorillaz website, like around when Demon Days came out, just exploring through like all the different like pages and stuff?
I haven't been to the Gorillaz site for Humans. I don't even know if it's like around anymore, but from the first album through Plastic Beach, oh, it was just great. The Gorillaz website was always so cool.
Yeah, no, it was always like really fun to look through. I wonder if it's even still functional now. With I'm assuming it's built on Flash.
Yeah, I haven't even checked. I kind of want to, but yeah, I love the song. I think the video is the best of the bunch, and really strong note to go out on. Dressing up as a giant sea god and destroying Plastic Beach definitely gives it some closure when you fucking destroy it.
Yeah. No, we can't get much more final than that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then at the end, when they go through the wormhole and it looks like they're going to leave Murdoch, and then, oh no, 2D's back.
I thought that was a really sweet moment, actually.
I thought it was great. And seeing just like the emotions on the characters now expressive. Oh, it's great. I love it.
And I'm not going to lie, part of me was kind of hoping they just leave him behind so they can have Ace on another album.
Yeah, well, that would have been an interesting setup. That would have been a neat cliffhanger. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I like that they got him. Like, even though he's like a huge asshole, he's still part of their group.
Yeah.
He's our asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
He's their Kyle.
Kyle's the Murdoch of the group.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It's interesting we bring up Murdoch. I feel like they softened him up ever since. So during the Now, they had this whole thing where, you know, he was in prison. And Ace replaced him for a little bit. They had this whole thing where, like, on Facebook or something, you could text him, you could message him, and you could have this, like, conversation with Murdoch, and you would have this game.
I fucked around with that a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Like, he was in prison, and it was this whole thing, and there was, like, this killer guy who he said had it out for him, and then the whole thing boiled down to, it turned out Murdoch was in prison for late parking fees. And he was never in any danger. The guy he said was out to kill him turned out to, because Noodle went out to kill this guy who was coming after Murdoch, but it turned out he is long retired and set up like a spa up on a snowy mountainside. So like it was this huge deal made over like nothing, and I want to say the experience kind of humbled Murdoch a bit because he's been. You know, he's still been kind of nasty, but overall he's been a lot less nasty than he was for a while.
And I feel like it's reflective of a lot of those kind of, you know, bands that, you know, are very, or like, you know, members that are very hot-headed, like in youth, definitely mellow with age. So I feel like Murdoch's getting to that point where he's kind of, he's definitely sort of mellowed out.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Oh, man.
One more thing I liked about this video. Sorry to keep gushing about it, but I guess that's why we're here. So the title card for this video.
It's in Kong Vision or Kong Scope.
That's a neat little callback to they were doing that for when Plastic Beach was coming out. They had like the Gorillaz name in that kind of wavy font, and they did trailers that kind of had that retro sort of look to them. So I thought that was very a neat little callback.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is also a thing that I enjoyed about the video.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy things.
Thank you. I try to sometimes.
Truly,
Not like
I'm happy for you.
Not like our other host, am I right?
Oh, which one?
Speaking of, what did you think, Kyle?
There. Oh, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah, I think it was very fun.
Plastic Beach is my favorite album. So
Agreed.
Nice little callback, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this is definitely like I would definitely put up there as like the strongest out of they ended the strongest that they could with all these videos.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad this is what they finished on.
And like I said, it's also the most fan servicey of the videos too. So I feel like that kind of gets it some easy bonus points in my book.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, as a whole, Song Machine was it's definitely not. And it's weird because in hindsight, it should have been what was expected all along, because there were reports like years ago that were saying that there was a Gorillaz TV show that was like in development.
Yeah, I wonder if that got reworked into this.
I wonder if this was always its intended format.
Well, they could have got it confused since it says season 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And that implies we're getting a season 2, which I'm more than on board for.
Considering
I sure hope so.
It could have got
Yeah.
It got canceled at season 1.
Oh. Oof.
One season
broke up
wonder.
again. Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, as far as like the format and stuff, it makes sense now. But I think everyone is sort of just like wondering what they were going to do with it. If it was going to be like on Netflix, if it was going to be like actually plot heavy and stuff. But I mean, when you just kind of go through like Gorillaz' body of work up until that point, like this just makes sense. It's a series of music videos. They're kind of just loosely tied together, and honestly, I feel like that works best. And I think with Gorillaz, a lot of the lore heavy stuff I think works best as sort of being like in the background, as like part of interviews, part of books like the Rise of the Ogre and stuff, or like even I'm assuming that new one that came out, the Gorillaz Almanac, which I need to get, but
the thing about the Almanac is I have it's super good, but I kind of feel like Gorillaz is taking it kind of easier with the ongoing lore stuff this time, which I'm fine with, because like I usually love that they go so hard with the stories in these, but after so many phases and albums of that, I kind of like that these last few years have just been Gorillaz kind of taking it a little easier.
Yeah, and it's again, like I said, for a band that's been going on as long as Gorillaz has now, because I think they were formed in like the late 90s.
They're over 20 years old now.
Yeah. So with any sort of project that goes on for that long, you definitely sort of see it evolve and change and stuff. So, but I feel like it is for the better. Like the state that they're at now, I feel like they're in a very good spot. Just even besides how just how productive they've been, like in recent memory. Like I feel like a lot of the best stuff that they've have been putting out, it's definitely been a lot of this stuff. I mean, just as far as like general overall projects, of course, in a lot of people's minds, a lot of this stuff might still never live up to kind of like this big legacy they left with like the first 2 albums, with like Clint Eastwood and stuff and Feel Good Inc. But it's it's one of those things where like you just can't dwell on the past. You have to forge through the future and just keep on being creatively involved and stuff. So I'm glad that Gorillaz didn't end. It didn't actually end up staying broken up or going on their or whatever that might have happened that we were talking about earlier. So it's nice to see them at the spot they're at now.
Yeah, and this. Song Machine, I want to say, this is the Gorillaz album I've been waiting for. Humans didn't do that much for me. I thought it was not that great. And then the Now came out, and I liked that better, but it still wasn't quite there. This, I feel like, is the big Gorillaz album I've been waiting for since Plastic Beach.
This is your correct temperature porridge of the most recent Gorillaz albums.
This one's just right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think I might even like it more than Demon Days. But I'd say that just because it's so new, it's really hitting me so hard right now.
Yeah.
I've listened to Demon Days so much, and like I think that's kind of made my opinion of it. Well, opinion of it's maybe not the right word, but I feel like I've listened to it so much that it doesn't hit me as hard as other. Because, like, for the longest time, I wasn't that into the first album, but then I started listening to it, and now I love it. And Plastic Beach is my favorite one, and now Song Machine, I think, is very up there. So I think it's just because I've listened to Demon Days so much that it's not hitting me quite as hard as it used to, or as hard as those other three are right now.
No,
but
that's
it's
fair.
Still, I think Demon Days is probably the most solid overall of their albums, because, like, even though Plastic Beach is my favorite, it definitely has more songs than Demon Days that I'm not that into. But, like, I think it has higher highs and lower lows for me.
Sure.
But I love them all. I love all four of those. And, you know, like I said, Humans, not super into, but I do feel like I just need to listen to it more, because it still has some songs I like.
Sure. Yeah.
And the Now Now is great for what it is, but it feels very samey, but in a good way. Like, a lot of the songs sound very similar, but I like that sound, so it's fine, but it still doesn't hit as hard as it could, and I think Song Machine finally nails that Gorillaz album feel for me.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just kind of talking about what you were talking about with your relationship with Demon Days now. It's just one of those things that you kind of have to, like, be wary of, you know, with something that you can enjoy so much that even something that you are enamored with that is like the most perfect thing in your mind, given enough attention, given too much attention, could soften it, your relationship with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like the steady line you have to, you know, with, like, even with anything else, like, you know, with your favorite movie, you know, if you're watching it every single day, you've memorized all the lines and stuff, you know, you might, you know, grow disattached from it, you know, in the way that you might have, you know, been before. Same with TV shows, comic books, you know, just any sort of media. If you're consuming it, like, you know, over and over and over, like, yeah, it could definitely,
Yeah, definitely.
It's a cautionary tale, kids listening at home.
yeah. You can enjoy things, just don't enjoy them too much.
Or you'll get eaten by a bear.
Or a giant sea kaiju.
Yeah, we'll shoot lasers in your head and you'll explode and not be alive anymore.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. Well, I guess that could be a good place to wrap this up then.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, everybody. If you haven't listened to the Gorillaz' new album, I think it's worth checking out. These videos are definitely a fun thing if you haven't been keeping up with them. I guess in the comments, I mean, let's have a discourse. I guess what your favorite Gorillaz album is, you know,
or just what your favorite song from Song Machine is, if you
Or
want to
your
be a
favorite
little
video.
more specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, or if you listen to the radio still, let us know.
Yeah, are you an old person like me and still listen to the radio from time to time?
Grandpa loves the old-timey radio show.
I like to listen to my stories.
Don't mind me.
I'm only a burden.
All right, guys. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Stay safe out there, and don't get eaten by bears.
Yeah, unless you really want to.
I hope not.
And then you have some other problems.
Get bored.
Yeah.
Get bored by a bear.
Oh. All right. Good night, everybody.
Later.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with the show. You can also jump in our Discord to keep up with the conversation. The Ink and Pain Club podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. Links, as always, are in the description. We'll see you next time.